Hey, if you like the content I do, drop a like, subscribe, mash the notification button. If you don't, leave me a comment. Tell me what's wrong. This is going to be about go bags. Hey, welcome back to Homestead Tech Talk. I'm Chris. I'm your host. We're going to do this is a second go bag video. I've obviously changed the bag I'm using. I've added more stuff, taken stuff out, and we're going to talk about what all is here. Now, a little bit before we jump into the individual items, I want to talk about why I have these items. Now, let's talk about what I do for a living. I'm an infrared thermographer. I travel a lot for a living. All 50 states, well, 49 states, Alaska. We don't have any work in Hawaii yet. So I do a lot of flying, I do a lot of driving. At any given point in time, I could be up to 1,000 miles away from home. We do east to west coast, and I'm in Kentucky. So I have to pack accordingly. I have to pack as if I'm 1,000 miles away from home. Generally, this should be enough stuff to get me maybe a week. And then but that buys me, a week's worth of time to figure out how I'm going to resupply if it came down to that. Now, I do use this as a multi-purpose bag. So this is a main pack. I'll show you the day pack in a minute. A little bit different setups. The main pack has like long-term stuff in it as far as sleeping bags and stuff, tarps, food that takes longer to cook, stuff like that. My day pack's going to have more short-term stuff. Anyways, let's get into it. So, keeping in mind that this is a multi-purpose bag, I'm going to use it for shooting. I have an actual shooting bag, but I do keep stuff in here in case I happen to pop by a friend's house and we do a little bit of shooting, or we do a little bit of shooting on the road. I do use some of this stuff for hunting, hiking, backpacking, fishing. The point is I actively use the stuff in this bag. I don't just sit in the bag and forget it and never use it again, because I like being outdoors, and this stuff gets me outdoors anyways. Some of this is going to be in this main pack, some of this is going to be in the day pack, some of this is going to be my EDC. I'll explain what each item is, and we'll go through them. So we'll start from this end, work our way this way. First thing I have is my pistol, my everyday carry pistol. This is a SIG P320 compact RXP. The RXP means it has a Romeo 1 Pro reflex sight on it. So this is my everyday carry pistol. I carry it, I conceal carry it everywhere I go. Doesn't matter where I'm at. This pistol comes with me. I put a lot of rounds to this pistol. I typically have pretty good accuracy out of this pistol. I shoot a lot of steel, about 50 yards. I can hit a quarter-size steel target very consistently with this pistol, both with the irons and with the sight. Now, I do have extra batteries for the sight. We'll go through those later. These are suppressor height sights, so I do have a lower 1/3 co-witness through this sight right here. So I always got the irons, and the irons are tritium. So very handy. I won't have another pistol that doesn't have tritium sights on it. Now, why did I pick this pistol over, say, the M17, the M18? Well, it's smaller. It's got a 3.6 inch barrel versus the 3.9 of the M18, and the whatever the hell I think 4.5 the M17 does. But it has a smaller grip. Now, I'm going to send this home. I have small hands. I have little bitty bitch hands. And this is a little bitty bitch grip for my little bitty bitch hands. Now, where this comes into play is the military now uses M17s and M18s. Well, this is a 15 round SIG mag. This sits in there perfectly. I'm left-handed, by the way, so the mag release is on this side right here. Fits perfectly, fits flush. Cool. This is the 17 round mag that would fit flush in the M18. A little bit of overhang, still seats just fine. This is the 20 round or 21 round magazine, also used in the M17 and M18. A lot of overhang, a lot of extra meat there, but it seats, so I can have magazine interchangeability there. Now I know this is silver. This is a mag pull. It was cheaper, and it does shine there. I'll probably end up, I don't know, painting that black or something, or 3D printing a piece to go there. That's why I carry this pistol. And this pistol, verified clear, seats in my crossbreed holster. It's an inside the waistband, leather backed, plastic front. I practice a lot with this, and it also complements my other everyday carry item, which is the crossbreed magazine holster. Now, this can go on this side. I'm left-handed. Pistol goes on this side and makes reloading easier. Cool. Now, I've also got the kit to put the mag pouch attached to this holster and to make it outside the waistband. And I keep that in this little crossbreed sack in my go bag. And I also have the two magazines this came with. This came with two 15 round magazines, that's 30 rounds. I bought an additional 17 round magazine. That puts me at 47 rounds. 21 round magazine puts me at 68 rounds, plus one in the chamber. My favorite number, 69 rounds of pistol ammo already in magazines. Now, I could use a couple extra magazines for this just to have. I'd probably keep them dry and throw them in my bag just for training, so I don't have to unload these, so I can practice reload drills and stuff. That's in the future. So next thing is a little bit of spare ammo. Keep an extra 50 round box of 9mm. I got a couple loosies in there for practice, and I also keep 75 rounds of 22 LR. I'll explain why in a minute. So we're going to kind of keep grouped here in this area right now. So I have a Magpul single point sling, 52 rounds of 5.56. That number means nothing. It's just because I've shot some out of these because I use these for practice as well. And you know, once I get through a whole box of it, I'll add another box in. Got these off bulkammo.com, 1,000 rounds. This is my Otis cleaning kit that I was issued in the Marine Corps. I've replaced the CLP with frog lube, and I just sucked a bunch of frog lube up in there. This kit has both the cleaning stuff for 5.56 and 9mm, minus one of the pieces is missing, and I need to find that piece, but it's got everything else. Now, I know you're seeing some magazines here. That's for this. This is my AR pistol. It is chambered in 5.56 NATO, 1-in-7 twist. It has a superlative. I custom built this. This has a primary arms red dot. I think it's I can't remember what clone it is, but it's really good. And it actually works well with night vision. I guess I kind of spoiled that. This is an IR flashlight. This mount is also interchangeable with some other flashlights that I do have. So I can put a visible light flashlight on this. I have a IR flashlight because I do have night vision. It's not very good night vision. I'll explain it later. This is a 10-inch barreled superlative arms adjustable gas block. The reason I have an adjustable gas block with a carbine length gas system is because I run a suppressor. This is a Form 1 suppressor that I built myself. It's made out of 17-4 stainless steel and grade 5 and grade 9 titanium. And it slides over the flash hider and screws right on, so I don't have to remove my flash hider. And it mitigates a little bit of the flash and report, reduces a little bit of recoil, and makes it a little bit quieter. That's my setup, and then I got my push button for the flashlight right here. Solid button. I don't have the battery in the flashlight right now. I keep the battery out because I don't want to run it down. Now the 22 ammo is for this thing. Oh, I guess I should talk about the magazines first. We'll get to the 22 ammo in a minute. So, also, I do keep the tax stamp for the suppressor in my go bag. Reason being is because if I get pulled over or something, you know, the government's going to want to see their extortion fee that I paid their bullshit, and that's why I keep it in there. Because I had to pay $200 for that, and that is unconstitutional as fuck, and I don't believe in that. Next up, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 magazines for 5.56. So, first two, right here, I'm using some hand loads that I reloaded these. I'm using SS-109 projectiles from the M855 round. They're pull downs. I'm using SMP-842. It's a temperature stabilized flash suppressed powder that's used in the M855A1 round. Same burn rate as H335 and WC-844, which was the original powder used in the 855 round. It's basically a faster burning CFE-223. The reason I hand loaded these is because I get better accuracy that way. So I loaded these down a little bit because I'm more concerned with accuracy than I am velocity. I'd rather be able to hit my target than worry about a little bit of extra hydrostatic shock. These two magazines I have marked in marker as 29 rounds. These two contain 29 rounds, so I can slap one home on a closed bolt. These two, same ammo, 30 rounds. These are all Magpul, these are all PMag 30s, Gen 3s. Except for one of them, I believe, is a Gen 2. I'm not going to dig around and try to figure out which one's a Gen 2. Oh, this one right here. First one I showed up was a Gen 2, and the rest are Gen 3s. So then I've got a little bit of Wolf, 55 grain, 223 Remington. The junk ammo, the steel case, the shitty stuff, it's just there because I haven't got any more of this. I'm in the process of reloading some. And then this stuff will get used as practice ammo, and I'll fire it, and then I'll bring the new stuff in. In the meantime, I'm using the Wolf, also for practice as well. And then I have 2 magazines with nothing in them. This is because, one, they're not matching. This is a Min 2. This is a MFT magazine. For some reason, they don't make the 30 rounders anymore at Academy. They only come in 20 round magazines. I can take this apart and get the little spacer out and make it 30 rounds. I just haven't done it yet, but it's a practice magazine. So what I'll do is I'll load, 2 rounds in this one, 2 rounds in this one. I'll do a controlled pair, a reload, and then come back with a failure to stop. Or some combination of that, where I'll practice with putting a couple blanks in, doing the little tap rack bang drills, stuff like that. And then worst comes worst, this is a extra 30 and 20 rounds, 50 rounds. And I have 52 rounds right there, so that ammo can go into these magazines. Next, I have 3 25 round 22 LR magazines. And these are for this thing. And this is a CMMG 22 LR conversion kit. Really good for training. It's super simple to swap it out. You just take your rifle down, you pop your bolt carrier group out, you slide this one in, You just converted your rifle from 5.56 to 22 LR. That's it. Slap a mag home, and you can train with real cheap ammo that way. The only downside is when the bolt locks back on this one, obviously your bolt catch doesn't work on it. It will lock back on an empty magazine, but as soon as you empty the magazine, it slams back home. So it's good for practicing movement drills and stuff with live ammo, but you're going to want to practice reloading drills with your actual 5.56 ammo or 300 blackout, whatever you carry. I'm going to convert this back to 5.56 real quick. Super simple again. That's it. That's what I've got for guns and ammo in here. Now, this stuff is my EDC. The extra magazines typically go in my day pack with the magazine holder. I carry my pistol with one magazine. I'll throw the extra magazine in as well, but typically the spare mags stay in the day pack. The day pack stays with me everywhere I go, so I can grab that extra mag as needed. Like I said, extra ammo, mag pull, single point sling goes right here on this. I like to practice with this pistol a lot, this AR pistol, and I also like to squirrel hunt with it. And the reason I have that 22 LR conversion kit also is the ammo's insanely lighter. So I've got an additional 75 rounds of ammo here that weighs less than the 50 rounds of 5.56. And probably weighs about the same amount as 10 rounds of 9mm. So that gives me an extra 75 rounds there. I can take small game with that. I would be confident shooting a deer with 22 LR. These are with proper shot placement. I'm obviously going to shoot it in the head. It should drop it. These are cheap Armscore hollow points. I got this for like $260 for 5,000 rounds. Super cheap. It is high velocity. It's 1,250 feet per second, 40 grain bullet, hollow points. If you don't shoot a squirrel in the head, it's going to ruin some meat. I would typically, on any given day, prefer to shoot with subsonics because they are a lot quieter out of the suppressor, and they don't damage the meat so much. It's typical round nose, you know. But I would like plated bullets. These are copper washed. It's not as good as plated, but it does keep from lead fouling your gas port some. Next thing on the list, also, I do keep this knife. This is my Gerber folding knife that my dad got me. This stays with me everywhere. Awesome tool to have. Next thing I keep in my bag is my K-bar fighting knife. I use this for multiple purposes. It's extremely sharp. I do have a knife sharpener kit that I keep in my car that would get thrown into this bag as well. But I keep it in my car readily available because I like to keep my knife sharp. And it's just a sharpening stone. And I've used this to skin deer. I typically use it for skinning. You can obviously use it for fighting as well. It would go on my belt if a worst case scenario happened. It's always good to have a good knife. I would not use this for chopping trees up and stuff like that. It's not designed for that. The tip will break. For that, I do not have a hatchet. I do plan on getting a hatchet, and I will rearrange some weight to compensate for the extra weight of a hatchet. Next thing, good multi-tool. This is a Winchester. Now, the reason I got this is because it also comes with the 3, 2, and 1 Phillips, different size flat heads, different size hex. So I can use those flatheads, hexes, and everything to tighten various things up on my rifles and pistol. As well as a good pair of pliers for fishing, cutting fishing line and whatnot, gripping stuff. In here it does have, you know, a half-ass saw that I could use for limbs, a Phillips, a small little blade, A larger blade. It's not super sharp. It could use an edge. A bottle opener, another saw, and a little flathead. Now, where does this stuff go? Well, this piece right here is a square shank, and it will slide on to this one. So I can pull this out, put these back. I can leave that out, fold that back, and then put whatever the hell I want in there to tighten stuff. Like this. A little flashlight mount. It is actually coming loose a little bit. I don't want to tighten it too much. I like to keep my things properly torqued, though. And then I could close that up. I have a pair of pliers, and I can tighten this up. Make sure this is good and tight. Little German torque. Little good and tight. Now, that all seems nice, but it's also heavy. And I also don't have backup irons on my pistol yet, which kind of irks me. And that is a fundamental flaw in my planning. So I'm confident shooting out to at least 300 yards with this AR pistol. I can get out to at least 50 yards with my other pistol, my actual handgun, 9mm pistol. Got a suppressor for it. Let's move on. I do keep a fishing pole, one because I like to fish, and I like to backpack. And there's no harm in fishing when you backpack. The bail is bent down a little bit on this. I do need to fix this reel a little bit or put a new one on it. The reel still works, I tested it. I carry an extra 1,500 yards of 10-pound test. This has 6-pound test on it currently. I carry 10-pound test so I can restring this. You can also use this for tripwires and such. You could throw some rocks in the can, speaking of which. Like one of these Spotted Cow beer cans. Only in Wisconsin. I travel a lot. You gotta enjoy the little things. So, yeah, you can put some rocks in a can, bend the tab up, tie that string around it. Somebody runs into that string, you're gonna hear the rocks or chains jiggle in the can, and it's gonna be a good early warning system. If shit was that far south to where you actually needed that. Next thing. Starting here, working over here, and then we'll start packing. Here I have some vacuum sealed stuff. I recommend getting a vacuum sealer. I'll put a link in the description for a new Food Saver vacuum sealer I got. My old one was a great one, and the little gear that cuts the bags broke. I've now got one that's a manual cut, manual dispense. So far it seems to work pretty good. But I have a pair of vacuum sealed dress socks because they are light and they shed water easy. Vacuum sealed polyester underwear, 2 pairs, and a vacuum sealed pair of cotton socks. And you know, I've heard tell that polyester shrinks your nuts. I don't know if it does or not, but I do know it's easier to dry. So these are going to stay in here. Next, and what's going to go in the same bag is hygiene equipment and fire starting. So I have some stormproof matches, and these will go in my dry bags. Let me show you a dry bag. These are the dry bags I use. You can find them on Amazon. I'll put the NSN and stuff on there too. It's called a max sack. I ended up getting these, long story short, because I lost a lot of shit and I had to turn some shit into SIF. And I ended up buying a bunch of these because I figured what the hell, I'd use them later on anyways. So I stocked up on them. Comes in handy. I've got 3 of these. One for fire starting and spare clothes and a little bit of food. The other one for longer to cook food and stuff. And then one for electronics. We'll get to the electronics ones later. So what this one's going to have in it is my underwear. This is some Brillo pad and dryer lint. Really good for starting fires. A spare toothbrush with, I think it's got some kind of toothpaste already in it. But you know, hygiene's really important. If you don't take care of yourself, you're going to be in a world of shit. Now, these are stormproof plus waterproof matches. I haven't tested the waterproofing on this. Might be something we want to do. Why don't we do that, actually? Fuck it. 1 second. Alright, so I got a glass of water. We're going to see if these stormproof matches really work. There's 25 of them in here. I've lit one to test them. Might as well light another, and that'll leave me 23 matches. I've got other fire starting stuff. These actually come with an extra striker pad too. Keep out of reach of children. Outdoor use. And there's a side of the box striker, actual size. I'm guessing they put these extra strikers in here in case the box gets wet or damaged. Here's what they look like. Now they do burn forever. They'll burn all the way down to the wood. It seems like they want to stop the wood though. So let's just toss that in there and see what it does. It says windproof and waterproof. We'll see. I'll be damned. Look at that. Okay. A lot of smoke. Luckily there's no smoke detector here. Yeah, they're definitely waterproof. See if it'll actually catch the wood. Yeah, catches the wood. Look at that. About to lose it. Keep it over the water. See how long we can keep it burning. Always test your gear, guys. And yeah, you know these work. What brand are these? Fucking made in India. I don't know what brand these are, but man, I'll put a link on here. I think I got these at Walmart. They work pretty good. I do keep them in a bag to at least attempt to keep them dry. When they're out, and then I also will put these in this dry bag. Next thing I got for fire starting that will not be in a dry bag, that will be readily accessible, is just a plain old Zippo lighter. Unfortunately, my ex-wife bought this for me when I used to smoke. She's a cunt, but there's no point in throwing away a good lighter, so might as well keep it. And then I keep extra Zippo lighter fluid. And this is both for 2 different forms of fire starting. Now this will dry out over time. So I typically just, if it dries out, it dries out. I've got extra flints. I keep extra flints underneath the lift to fill thing, so I won't run out of flint. And then if it dries out, I do have the extra fluid to put in it. And then this will be my go-to fire starter before I even think about fucking with matches. And then, you know, if this system's not working, we go to the matches. If the matches aren't working, I'll show you the other ones I keep in my day bag, because I split my fire starting between my day bag and my main bag. And then obviously dryer lint, and believe it or not, steel wool burns really well. And then I've also got, you know, a little Hank 550 cord here. It's about 15 feet long. I do need to get more. It's on the list to get a big ass spool of 550 cord, and then start. In the podcast that I did before this, we did a live stream with Aaron Ashford, and he recommended some kind of braiding. I don't know shit about braiding, but I'm going to learn from him. And that's another thing. You need to develop community so you can learn from other people, because Aaron knows things that I don't, and I'm sure I know things that Aaron knows. So there's that. Next thing that's going to go in this as well is space blankets. This contains 2 different blankets, I think. Or is it? Yeah, two blankets. And then what is this? Oh, look, I got swag. Cool, Everlit Survival. I'll put a link to these as well. I'm gonna pull the swag out of here so I can put it on my gun safe. And, you know, looks like it's regular space blankets. Real handy to have, especially if you get wet and cold. Shit could save your life, you understand? This is originally a 4-pack. I peeled 2 off, and that'll be going in my girlfriend's and kids' bags. And I'll show you how those work. So this is all ready to go into one bag. So what I'll do is I'll kind of put it in there in order of importance. So I've also got some rags that I can clean with for gun cleaning. I can use this to filter out coffee, whatever. We'll fill the dry bag as soon as I go through. Oh, also, yes, I've got 3 bars of soap and some shampoo and conditioner. These are pulled from hotels. I travel a lot. I typically bring my own soap and don't use the hotel shit. I'll save the hotel shit. As well as the little coffee packs and little tea packs, and I'll throw those in my luggage, and it'll eventually end up either in here, my girlfriend's bag, or just in a Ziploc bag in the pantry, because 1, it's free. But it's not really free, but I damn sure paid for the hotel. I'm going to take as much as I can out of it. 2, hygiene's very important, guys. You got to stay hygienic. That's where this toothbrush comes into play too. And I'll be putting this toothbrush in this bag as well. So that way when I get to the point where I need to change my underwear and socks, I'll be able to maybe take a bath. Maybe also use those soaps to wash my clothes. Stuff like that. These rags will come in handy as a washcloth. I'm not going to start packing things in dry bags yet. Next thing, I'm going to have semi-fast food. Just 2 packs of regular ramen. You can eat these plain, dry, if you in a pinch if you had to. Or they take 3 minutes. They take 3 minutes to cook. You throw them in some hot boiling water. A little bit of packet, quick energy. I've got a small thing of this is. It says canola oil. We've used the canola oil. Don't like to use seed oils, so we are using olive oil. This has regular olive oil, not extra virgin, so it has a little bit higher smoke point. I'm going to keep that in there in case I am able to scrounge up some sort of meat, or I can make pancakes because I got 3 cups of pancake mix here. Make sure this thing's still on. It is. Okay. Pancake mix, 3 cups, half cup serving, half cup makes 3 to 4 pancakes. This will make quite a bit of pancakes. High caloric intake. I've got the ratio here. So pancake mix, 3 cups, 1 cup mix to 2/3 cup of water. I'd probably make a half cup at a time. And then throw it back in a Ziploc bag. So half cup to 1/3 cup water. Dump a little bit of the soil in a mess kit that we haven't got to yet. Boom, you got pancakes. Somewhat quick meal. Takes 15 minutes to make. This is fast. Oatmeals. It's a self-heating, fully baked pizza. Not a lot to these. So these things right here don't take long to make. Quick energy on the go. And then I've got, treat of all treats. This is 2 cups of coffee. Well, what are you gonna do if you ain't got filters? That's where these dudes come in. I could boil some water, heat some water up, throw one of those in the water, pour coffee on it, swirl it around, lift it up, almost like an inverted French press. Be good enough, you can get most of the grains out. Or you can put this directly in your hot water and use your teeth to filter out the grains, just spit the grains out. It's not uncommon. But this is energy, guys. A lot of caffeine. I don't like going without caffeine. And a little bit of aluminum foil for, whatever. Whatever I need it for. Some sort of cooking. Now, and then I've got, shit that takes a long time to cook. This is like if I'm staying the night somewhere in a safe location, I got time to cook stuff. And I've got 1 cup of rice, which will turn into basically, you'll mix with 1 cup of water, it'll turn into like 2 cups of rice, quite a bit of rice. Also carry Ziploc bags we haven't got to yet to store any excess I make. I'd probably make this a half cup at a time. And then throw a half cup of these beans in. And this is 1 cup of beans. This is 1 cup of red beans. You add the 2 together, you got red beans and rice. Damn good meal. But it takes forever to fucking cook. So this is last case scenario. And then I've also got some tomato bouillon, and I'll show you other bouillons I've got later. I've also carried beef and chicken bouillon. It's this stuff, nor bouillon. I've got tomato, chicken, and beef. These big cans will save your life. I suggest stocking up on them anyways, and then you can vacuum seal them to little packs and bring them with you. It doesn't take much to flavor stuff, and also adds salt to your food. Because let's be real, who the hell wants to eat bland food in any situation? So got that as the long-term stuff. Also carry salt and pepper, not just for flavor, but because salt is necessary for life. It's an electrolyte, and you need salt. You need more salt than the government says you need. You need a lot of salt, especially if you're going to be carrying all this shit around. And then another quick food, Quaker oat packages. Where did I get these? Breakfast bar of the hotels, guys. I take 3 or 4 of these a day in whatever hotel I'm staying in. Sometimes you get them with Airbnbs as well. Quick and easy meal. Throw 1 pack into your thing of water per the instructions. In your mess kit. Speaking of which, and then you're good to go. A lot of calories here. A lot of energy. That's what we're looking for, is that energy. And if you notice, all this stuff is just add water. You don't have to do anything fancy with it. The pancake mix I got in here is freaking like Krusteaz or some shit. We buy big ass bags of it because it's just add water food. And that's handy. This is a mess kit I got from Academy. They sell these at Walmart. They probably sell them on Amazon too. If I find a good one, I'll post a link. Pretty sure they're all made in the same damn place. Mine's getting a little beat up. So you've got a lid that doubles as a bowl. I keep another steel wool in here for cleaning the whole thing out. Because you don't really have to have soap, guys. You can just rinse it out real good with water, clean water, and scrub it out, and then heat it on the fire for a little bit. That'll sanitize it. So you don't have to worry about soap, or you can use your little hotel bars of soap as well to clean it. So there's the lid. It comes with frying pan with handle. Pretty handy. The handle's getting a little loose now because it's getting a little bit beat up with use. It's got this little pot. A lid for the pot. And it has a measuring cup. And this is a 1 cup, and it reads all the way down to a 1/4 cup. Pretty handy. And it says what it is on the inside of it. And it all fits together. It's a must-have. You gotta have one. Now, Aaron, as seen in the podcast we did together, he carries an MSR one. I think it's MSR. I need to find a link to that because that is a way better mess kit than this one is, but this one is cheap and effective. And I'm all about cheap and effective, but it doesn't seal as well as Aaron's does. Like, you couldn't hold water in this or anything. It would leak. Mess kit. Drink a beer. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot to put my steel wool back in there. You know what else I did? I forgot to put that striker back in my matches. That's why all this stuff's laid out. We gotta keep track of what we are doing with our stuff. And the good thing about doing videos like this as well is I get to keep track of where all my stuff is. Make sure this makes it back to the matches. Now what I'll do is I'll probably make this into a long video, and then I'll also edit it way down into a shorter video, just kind of touching base on the points instead of actually explaining what everything is in a short video for the more experienced people who really don't need to see me light a waterproof match to test if it's waterproof and stuff. Then here I have spare batteries. Spare CR 1632s, which is what my pistol optic takes. Spare LR2, or what is it, CR, these are, what the fuck is this thing? CR 11108 batteries, I guess, is whatever the red dot on my AR pistol takes. I've got CR 2032s as well in here. Because I do carry another rifle, a full-sized rifle that has an LVP on it that takes CR 2032s that I would possibly be using with this bag as well. And then this big yellow battery right here is the battery that goes to the IR flashlight I've got. And then naturally, I have 9 spare AAAs. And that is for these little lights. Now these little lights, I carry several little lights. This one has been beat up and cracked a little bit. But that's okay. It's got a hook on it. It's magnetic, and it's from Harbor Freight. They're super cheap, and they have a little flashlight, and then they have a little work light that you can hang up. And I did crack it. So I'll probably have to go get a couple more of these, and I'll cycle this one out, use it around the garage, and then put the better one in here. But for now, we're going to keep it in here. Yeah, this thing gets thrown around, it gets beat up, things break, and then I replace them until I figure out a better way of storing it. So that is one source of light. This also takes AAAs. I do have more sources of light that go into my day pack. We haven't got there yet. Now I keep several zip ties with me, the sewing kit, and this bag was from something I bought off Amazon. I think it was my day pack, and I kept the day pack bag because it's a decently sized Ziploc bag, and then I keep gallon quart and sandwich bags inside of it. And then I've got a loose gallon bag. I'm not sure what the hell I had in it, but that's beside the point because it's just going to go back in my thing. And this is, these aren't guaranteed to be waterproof, but they're at least water resistant, and you can haul food and stuff in them. And then naturally I keep some Walmart bags in case I need to tie some stuff to the outside of my pack or whatever. Water resistant some shit, put them over my shoes, whatever. Throw dirty clothes in. I mean, these things have 1,000,001 uses. Hell, you can shit in them if you have to, and just fucking throw the bag away. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put these Walmart bags in this gallon bag. Seal that all up. Now, one of the most important things I have in here. This is not a full medical kit. This is not a blowout kit. This is just a boo-boo kit. It's got acetaminophen in it, which is Tylenol, some tongue depressors, cold packs, gauze, several different gauzes, a lot of band-aids for scrapes and stuff. You guys got to, if you're out somewhere, you got to keep your wounds clean. You know, it's not common to get a cut, and under certain circumstances, a cut can turn bad. They can get infected. You can start losing your fingers. You get red streaks up your arms and stuff. You got a blood infection. It's a problem. You got to avoid that. You got to keep these wounds covered. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit of, you know, Tylenol, some alcohol wipes, a little bit of Neosporin and stuff in here, some antibacterial stuff to keep those wounds clean. Small wounds. We've cycled through all this. I'm going to pack this up. Now, this is going to be the point where I'll probably edit out packing this up in the short video, but I'll leave it on the long video. Make sure my mic's still going, and it is. So that'll be taken care of. Now I'm going to pack all this in. So, damn, look what I missed, man. One of the most important things again. Rain gear. This is just a bare bones rain suit from Academy. I use it fishing a lot. It does have a hole in the ass of it. But I do need to get a new rain suit. I haven't done that yet. This works perfectly fine, minus the hole in the ass. So as long as you're not sitting on something wet, you're good. That'll be replaced. Another important thing. Jesus fucking Christ, the fireworks are going off. It is June 30th. Fireworks are going on. So this is a big ass dry bag. And this is the ILB waterproofing bag for the main pack. This is what we carried in the Marine Corps for the main packs. You can also get these on Amazon. And I'm not going to try to pull this thing out because it's a fairly tight fit. But I have a Marine Corps issued sleeping system in here. It comes with a Gore-Tex bivy sack. It comes with a black sleeping bag and a green sleeping bag. The black sleeping bag is thick. The green sleeping bag is less thick. And then the bivy sack is completely waterproof, windproof, and all that good stuff. So you can throw this directly on the ground and sleep with it. No big deal. While I'm here, I can show you how these work. So you've got to clear out the area here so you can see. Big thing. I'm going to take this. I'm going to click it to open. I'm going to take these. I'm going to fold this. And I'm going to start rolling it all the way down as far as I can reasonably get. At least to the max fill line. And there. I'm going to take it, twist it back, clip it. How dare it's all going to have a cool thing. You shrink it all the way down. Again, the mic came off. I'm just going to keep a fuck ton of pressure on it. All the way down. Lock it. It's pretty small now. However, there's still a lot of air trapped in here. So this is buoyant. You throw this in the lake, it floats. All these dry bags have air in them and they will float. Why is that a good thing? Well, because it's a 70-pound bag. And if it didn't float, you'd sink to the fucking bottom of the water. You understand? So this provides some buoyancy so you don't sink to the bottom of wherever the fuck you're at. Try to stay out of the water though. Checking out my 3D printer's doing pretty good. Yeah, printing some upgrades from the 3D printer. So this is going to go in here. Move the rain gear. We're going to start packing stuff in the dry bags. So I'm going to start with the least used shit for the food, which is going to be the beans and rice because, you know, hindsight is 20/20. I'd probably swap this out for minute rice or something quicker. Rice takes a while. I'm gonna try to neatly stick this in here. And once again, I'm doing this because I travel. And this is why I have this whole setup. Now, I do have other forms of coffee. So this is going to be the bottom of the bag. The tomato bouillon is going to be at the bottom of the bag. Salt and pepper. You know where that's going. Bottom of the bag, baby. Then it's going to go to basically from the hardest to the easiest to cook. The pancake mix, oatmeal, pretty simple. So that's going to go above the pancake mix. Naturally, them ramens are super simple. Then it's going to go to this pizza kit. Where are we at? We're almost to the max fill line. So that's about to cover the food. A little bit of aluminum foil. Throw the oil up there. And I keep the oil in a bag so it doesn't leak. Cool. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Man, you know what I forgot to go through? This kit, H2O, this is a waterproof fishing kit. It is garbage. It's garbage because the hooks and sinkers and shit go everywhere in it. Because the little slots, they're not like fully the size they need to be. So shit kind of intermixes, but it is waterproof. Once again, do that little fold and rotate. It's just food, not big deal. A lot of it's vacuum sealed. Extra layer protection, shrinks down the space on it. Clip that. I am right at the max fill line with this, and shake it all down a little bit. Give it a little squeeze, knock some more of that air out. One dry bag. Next dry bag. I'm going to start with clothing. Actually, I don't need to put clothing in these because these are vacuum, so these will be on the outside. So this other dry bag, what I'll do is I'll put the fire starting stuff. Actually, we'll put all the hygiene stuff. Rags. Pair of matches, some less than easy fire starting stuff, you know, like the stuff that if you're wet. Go ahead and throw some zip ties in here. And actually what I might do is break this one open because this one's pretty full. I'll throw this pizza pack in there. just to kind of distribute some shit out. Because that's all self-contained. You don't need a lot with it. I feel better getting a couple extra turns on this one, because that's important that you get those properly twisted upright so they stay waterproof. I'm not going to put the Zippo fluid in there because I don't want it to contaminate the existing stuff. What I will probably put in here is the sewing kit because it's not super crucial to have it out and available. I would have time to get in my dry bag for it if I had to sew. And then I got a bag of bags that'll stay out as well, so because it's not super crucial to have in the inside of the pack, I can put it on an outside pocket. And this one's going to be a lot smaller. Clip it. And it's a good thing because we're going to be struggling for our stuff in here. Now this, I've got a double Ziploc bag. It's airtight. Nothing's going to get ruined in here. Everything's sealed in here as well. So this I'm going to leave alone. I'm going to show you where I'm going to put this stuff. So stack this stuff over here. We're going to fill out up the inside of this, which it does have a pretty good backing board on it. It's not a bad pack. It's a cheap pack, but it's not bad. And it also, I'll put a link for this. It's a Mardingtop. It's not, I mean, it's not what we were issued. It's not as good as what we were issued, but it's still pretty good. And look, it's even got a rain cover for it. So if it starts raining, you can cover your pack. You put your rain suit on, you can cover your pack. Everything you got is, it's that extra layer of protection. You don't want this thing wet, because if it gets wet, it's going to add a lot of weight to it. You don't want it. You want to keep everything as dry as humanly possible. Just because you don't add weight, try to stay out of rivers. Try not to swim with it. However, with these dry bags, you can do that, and it should be fine. And they will provide buoyancy to get your pack across. God, ask me how I know that. So, first thing you do, in the very bottom of this pack, I want to put my sleeping system kind of this way. It just barely fits. Actually, I probably put all that bullshit down, so I got a smooth surface to work with up here. That's the first thing that's going to go in is my sleeping system. Next thing that's going to go in is my pistol. Built this on an Aero Precision setup. Also, my wire management is not very good here. If you got any ideas on how to help me fix it, I'm all ears. Now this is going to jam in right there. I do need to get a Faraday pouch for my optic. I haven't made one yet, but I do got some Faraday fabric. We'll get to that later. And then my crossbreed bag with replacement parts is going to go in. Actually, this will go in my day pack. We will not put that in the main pack. you need to start thinking of main pack items. And main pack items are going to be my food, some weatherproof fire starting, and then at the tippy top of everything, I also want to put my rain suit in there so I can just unzip the top and get to it without too much fuss. Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, I wobbled the table a little too much. You got me. Cool beans. Alright, you kind of give that a nice tug, make sure everything seats nicely. And then I'm going to start zipping this up. I'm going to leave this little flap out. I'm going to start filling this little flap with my batteries. My Zippo. I don't think I need spare bags, but I will put my space blankets and my wad of rope. I've rolled this up. It comes loose pretty easy. It's not like a huge clusterfuck of knots, but I did not properly crown it yet. And then I'll put my extortion paper in there, because the government's the most corrupt criminal organization that's ever walked this earth. Okay, so we're looking good, right? I'm going to zip this up. I like to leave those zippers at the top. Next thing is going to go in. Disclaimer note, I guess. I wear like cheap Amazon tactical pants for work because we need cargo pants. They kind of double as cargo pants. But all the pockets fit my magazines, and the cargo pockets fit my rifle magazines. And I don't have any mag pouches for my belt other than my pistol mag pouch, so my rifle magazines, to an extent, will be going in my cargo pockets and my pockets, back pocket, front pocket, stuff like that. Just a little bit more concealable, and mainly just because I haven't got a mag pouches for my belt. This is what brand is this? This is a Nex Belt EDC. It fits perfectly for holsters, and it's ratcheting, so you don't have to worry about it coming loose. I love this belt. I've lost a little weight, that's why it's so long. I need to trim it back down. Afraid to though, because I might gain that weight back. You know, you never know. So now in here, I'm going to put my Winchester multi-tool. Well, actually, that's not gonna fit nicely there yet. We'll see. First off, I'm going to put my 29 round magazines, and then this is all my good ammo, so 29 and 30s. I don't think I'm going to put anything in that zipper pouch, to be honest. I don't think I need anything in that zipper pouch right now. They kind of got a good layout for all this stuff. 4 magazines there. I could probably go ahead and put my empties. Actually, I'll put these full ones. These the cheaper full ones in here. And I do got room for the empties, so I'll put the empties here. as well. Kind of, maybe. The empties don't like it. I think that does it for this pouch. This pouch will have... Oh, that's what that bag went to. Duh. This will have my 22 LR magazines, 22 conversion kit, just to try to keep it somewhat dry, even though it is all stainless steel. I wonder if I got room just for some spare ammo in there. That'll fit in there. Spare mags will fit right there. And yikes. Suppressor fits right there. I'll put my spare pistol ammo there. I want to keep the center of gravity as low on this bag as possible so it doesn't make me top heavy. So trying to keep a lot of the heavy stuff down low in the middle. Yeah. And my single point sling can also fit in there, because if I'm going to need all that, it's obviously going to be hard to get to the rifle or the AR pistol. That's fine. That's why I got the EDC pistol. My pistol is there to get me to my AR pistol. It's the sole purpose of it. Now, I do got my tarp up here. This was Marine Corps issued Marpat tarp. Pretty handy. I plan on sticking to the woods for the most part. I'm going to roll this over. As you can see, I got a pouch right here. Easy access. You're like, where am I going to put all this? Well, you'll see. Okay, still got battery. I'm gonna roll this back over. I did miss one crucial thing in here. That is the mess kit. We'll drop the mess kit on there. On the side that doesn't have the AR pistol to make the AR pistol more accessible. I said I'm not too concerned. If I'm in a situation where I have to bust out an AR pistol to save my life, I've really fucked up. So hopefully we don't have that. But it is fun to shoot, squirrel hunt with, and even deer hunt with. Because 5.56 is legal to deer hunt with in Kentucky. I typically use a 16-inch barreled 5.56 for that though. And I don't like hunting with 5.56 at all because I just haven't had good luck with it. They like to run. I've had better luck hunting with 300 blackout than 5.56. This will clip here. That just kind of helps take pressure off the zipper a little bit. Hold everything together. Still accessible. Everything's good. We're gonna roll her over. Start stuffing this thing. My little boo-boo kit. I'm gonna take some of the air out of it. And now keep in mind that spare ammo I got. That'll probably be shot. That's just there for like when people want to go shooting with me. I got a little bit of extra spare ammo to shoot with in my bag. And it's also handy, but if weight becomes an issue, you know, that shit's probably gonna go to the wayside because I should have plenty of ammo and other things, minus the 22 LR. All that other ammo might go to the wayside. This is gonna tuck up in the top, right there. Readily accessible to get to. Along with my Otis cleaning kit. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck my underwear and socks up there too, because if I get to the point where I need the boo-boo kit, chances are I'll probably need clean underwear as well. I have cinched this down way too much. And that has been my downfall so far. And that is one of the design flaws in this thing. Kind of weird to have the pouch space with it. Then you got to take this loose and cinch it all back down again. Now, this almost concludes the main pack. I'm just going to loop this up to keep it out of the way. I do got these side pouches too that I can put stuff in. There's a lot of room in this thing. So I'm going to put my fishing pole in the side pouch all the way down. Actually, I'll go ahead and put the trilene in first. And then I can put spare water containers and whatever here. Weight permitting. This thing does get heavy, you know, but I could have them there just in case. Cool. Oh. I almost forgot about my light. My light needs to go in here where my boo-boo kit is. So does this Winchester multi-tool. Might be handy if you get a fishing hook stuck in you or something. Roll her over. I got another identical pouch on this side. And that is where I'm going to stuff my extra plastic bags for anything storage. You can also use them for water storage if you needed. And I'm just going to tuck my little sealed bottle of lighter fluid in there. This is going to be it for the main pack. I'm going to do the day pack now. This is a long video. So I'm going to do the day pack now. And then I'm going to do one long video with the main pack and day pack. And then I'm going to do a short video with the main pack and a short video with the day pack. So kind of however long you want to watch this shit, you got options. So you're not stuck listening to me for like a fucking hour just rambling about shit. But that's a very, very detailed list of what I've got in here and kind of why. Because you just never know. And why not throw it on? Make sure it feels good. It's not too bad, just the main pack so far. That clips there. Little waist support. I think my girlfriend's friend's dog got a hold of this and chewed it up, so I might have to 3D print a new one of those. Cinch it down a little bit. I'm not going to clip any of these yet because I'll show you why, but not too bad. About 50 pounds right here. Maybe a little less. All right. Time for the day pack. All right, we are back with our day pack set up. Make sure my mic is good. Got my spotted cow. Let's get started. We already covered what I carry with a pistol. Got 69 rounds for a pistol. Well, 30, 47, 68, 69 rounds for the pistol. It includes one in the chamber. I got my spare ammo in my main pack and all that. I'm going to show you how I assemble all this in my day pack. We'll go over what we haven't gone through yet. So, gone over the pistol stuff. 2 additional forms of light. A cheap Cabela's light LED that runs off AAA's. A less cheap Amazon flashlight that is focusable that runs off AAA's. This will also mount to my AR pistol in my main pack. We have another space blanket. This is an extremely important blowout kit with a cat tourniquet, ace bandages, quick clot, and various things of that nature, Israeli bandages, all that stuff's in this little pack. ESD bag for these 3 things. We're going to talk about what these are. First one, this is Faraday fabric. So it's June 30th, fireworks are going on. And I just loosely wrap these in Faraday fabric. I've tested this out. I put a cell phone in it. You don't get cell phone reception through it. I put a ham radio in it. You don't get reception with the ham radio through it. It's good shit, okay? This will, in ideal circumstances, prevent your electronics from being ruined during an EMP. So, not that that's going to happen or anything, but we never know. So what this is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery bank with AM/FM radio, weather band radio, so you can get all the weather channels.
Expected at this time. Information, along with other weather, meteorological and climate information, can be found at weather.gov/Louisville. The current time is 11.
Battery indicator. This is another source of light, obviously. So we have SOS. We have this light that can be used as a work light. We have this light that can be used as a flashlight in a couple different combinations. It solar charges, and it also hand crank charges. So this thing, I probably ought to plug it in. It might have lost charge, but you just crank this, and then there's a little red battery indicator. Like right now it's charging just because there's a lot of light in here. This battery indicator starts to glow red, and you can charge your battery that way. It's also got a built-in compass, which map and compass, you gotta have analog shit, just in case. And then we can test the battery, and it's charged. Obviously not from that, but you can charge with this. Now, 10,000 milliamps, 10,000 milliamp hour. This is another one that I keep in my electronics bag. I'll explain what my electronics bag is in a minute. This is a 24,000 milliamp hour battery bank. Also has a flashlight on it. And it is also solar powered. So 35,000 milliamp hours of battery charging. Keep your cell phone going, keep your other stuff going. Next thing we'll talk about, and this is kind of a flaw in my planning as well, and I'll explain why. But this is a Baofeng BFF 8 HP radio.
Channel mode.
It is almost fully charged. It can use a charge, but this battery will only charge on this. And this is 10 volt to 8.4 volt, so I'd have to have 12 volts charging. I can't charge with any of these battery banks. Now they do make the USB-C chargeable battery for this, which I need to look into because that would be way handy. Possibly get 2 of them. And then this is the charging setup for that. And then I also have this antenna, folds out to 6 feet. I'm not going to unfold it, it's a pain in the ass. But this will do UHF, VHF, weather band, all your, I think it'll pick up like 60 to 72 megahertz. Yeah, it'll pick up your lower frequencies too on this. So this is handy for communication. Can't always rely on what the government tells you on the radio. Ham operators might be a little bit more honest. If you don't have a ham license though, they are a bunch of FUDs and they will try to turn you into the FCC, so you got to be careful with that. But in an emergency, it's perfectly legal to transmit on this. And then one of my favorite things of all, I really need to crown this Faraday fabric and sew it up into a usable pouch instead of just wrapping the stuff in it. But this is a night operator's digital night vision device. It is digital. It is not analog. I've got this taped over because I got an IR light on my AR pistol, but this comes with an IR illuminator. And you can see pretty good out, I don't know, 70 yards with it probably. It's not too bad. If you get a better illuminator, it works better. This is great because people without night vision won't be able to detect you around, and you've got full functionality and you can move. This is a 1-power zoom, so you can actually move without the weird, having a zoom to it. It does mess your depth perception up like typical night vision. Now where this is flawed is it is a digital night vision. This was only like $195, guys. I think it was like 250, it was 240 with everything. It came with this head strap, came with a bump helmet now, and it came with a bump helmet that's not bump rated. Like, dude, I wouldn't trust this thing get hit with a Nerf dart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it would survive airsoft. Helmet not featured here. It's garbage. But this is really good for if you're not going up against analog night vision. If somebody's, if you got less than friendly people around, and you need some kind of night vision to move, they won't be able to see you. However, if somebody has analog night vision, they will see you in a heartbeat, because this does not work well without the IR illuminator. You can't see a lot without the IR illuminator. It doesn't pick up a lot of residual light like an analog night vision device will, like your standard PVS 14. And I guess I could double this as a review for this thing. I'll cut this into a short. But you have to have an IR light to see out of this. Analog night vision without an IR illuminator will be able to pick you up, and be able to pick you up especially well because you got an IR illuminator with this. You'll be as bright as day to anybody with analog night vision, which means you will die if you're having to go up with somebody against analog night vision. Avoid those situations, please. However, this is a good compromise because it was cheap, and I didn't have $5,000 to drop on a PVS 14. There we go. Next up, make sure I didn't cover up anything crucial. Water purification. This is a pump kit. It's basically a copycat of a Ketadine kit. I'm not going to bust it out really. Second, water purification. Sport Berkey. You need to get an extra filter for it, but this thing's great. The water tastes great. It purifies everything out of it. It's just like my home Berkey, just without the fluoride filters. And this works for creek water, pond water, ditch water, whatever you got. It'll filter out bacterial, protozoa, viral contaminants, as well as chemicals, pesticides, farm runoff. And I do believe it will filter out to an extent nuclear contamination or radiological contamination. Pretty good setup. Downside is, if you carry this on a plane, the difference in pressure will cause water to seep out of this hose. Even though it's folded down, it will seep through this hose out and leak everywhere. So don't keep it in your lap if you're flying. Hook it to the seat in front of you, off to the side, so it drips somewhere else and somebody else has to deal with it. This is typically not in my pack, but it is right now. This is a pH level meter and a TDS meter, and I just have these in my pack because I'm testing my water kits with various waters to verify that they're actually changing something or doing something or making the water cleaner. So I'm just going to run some tests with these two things with that. This charges the battery for my IR flashlight. And then I've got off, because that's handy for bugs. This is a forever match. Really handy fire starting. You put Zippo lighter fluid in it. And it's got a wick, and then it's got a striker on the side. So you strike it. You can burn it for about 10 seconds before you run into trouble. And put it out. Really handy for starting fires. Really easy for starting fires, so you don't have to do a bunch of dumb shit with your flint and steel and stuff. It'll last a good long while too on a single fill up. However, I found that wick kind of gets a little fucked up when you take it out and put it in because it got a little copper wires on it. Another flint. This is a magnesium fire starter. You take this and you shave the magnesium off the back. Magnesium is extremely flammable. And then you take it, and with the same piece of steel, you can, maybe. There we go. Strike it and get a fire. These are like super cheap. I'll put links to all this stuff, but a lot of this you can get, like these I get at Harbor Freight. Half the time they got them free when you buy anything. Other times they're like $1 or $2. So I like 10 of these things. They're fucking great. This came from a friend. This was a gift from a friend. It's a whistle. Don't recommend it. It's got a compass on it. It's a little survival stick. Right now I'm facing west. You are west. That is north. That is south. This is east. This has a couple different functions. One, it's got a ferro rod on it. It's got a knife as well on it, a little stabby thing. You can also use this to start a fire. Always use the back side of your knife, not the edge. There's my stabby thing. Stabby thing has a bottle opener on it. And then in this side, you have a little bit of fishing line with a hook tied to it. So you can basically make a drop line out of it, and you got a little sinker in here as well that you can tie on. I thought it had another one, but maybe not. I think that's it. Handy, you can go around your neck, use it for navigation. Third form of fire starting. So I've got 2 in my main pack, 3 here. Handy. One of my favorite tools of all time. The entrenching tool, or E-tool for short. Shovel. It can also be used as a pick. Tighten it up. And it also makes a formidable weapon for fucking somebody up if you absolutely have to and you have no other weapon. You got an E-tool. And it's collapsible. This is by SOG. If anybody knows where I can find a good pouch for this, I'm using like some old fucking army pouch from the 70s or some shit. You know where I can find another good pouch for that? Let me know. And then we already talked about my K-bar. It's going in my day pack. Now we have also my favorite utensil. This is a K-bar, like the knife. Same company. Spork. It's a spork. And it pulls apart and it's got a little plastic knife in it as well. Very handy. Gotta have something to eat with. This is it. And then I've got a whole unopened jar of Kroger Natural Crunchy peanut butter, because peanut butter is really high energy. I think this whole thing's got 2,000 calories in it. I got some tortillas, like 4 or 5 tortillas vacuum sealed in here to put those on, or to put the peanut butter on. A couple packs of tuna, just some instant food, just something to get you going. It's a day pack. Something that takes a little bit longer. You got what we got here? Little chicken fried rice Mountain House. Just add water. And then this whole bag contains drinks. So these are commercial grade Folgers coffee packs I got from the Airbnb. They're already in a filter, so you just drop them in some water and you got coffee. You got some emergency if you're feeling down with a decaf coffee, because maybe you don't want caffeine, you know, you're trying to sleep. It's just a night beverage. Here I've got some Gatorade Propel packs. I've got some salt, sugar, pepper, napkin, straws from hotels, as well as hotel coffee packs for the Folgers over the hotel ones first, you know. But and then I've also got tea bags in here, because sometimes just having a nice hot drink is, you know, it's a good morale booster. Coffee is always a good morale booster. And then there's a little bit of sugar in there. You can make a sweet drink, you know, and that is, like I said, a morale booster. Because sometimes you need a little sugar pick me up, you know. It's all in this fancy dancy Ziploc bag. And then here is some loose rice and pinto beans with some of that bouillon I was talking about. And the reason this is loose is because I plan on using it to time how long it takes to cook. So you guys have an idea on how long this stuff takes to cook in a mess kit over a fire. And then I got a bag full of maps that I gather from rest stops. I've also got a GPS watch, GPS on my phone, Garmin Explorer that links to my watch, gives me real-time GPS coordinates that I can save off my watch, waypoints. This house is a waypoint on my watch, so I can always, if worse comes worse, if nothing else worse and my watch works, I can shoot an azimuth to it. It's got a compass built in. I've got another compass on my stick, another compass on my battery charger, and then I've got some actual maps of Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee. I'm working on getting more maps. I'm probably going to print them off Garmin Explorer. and then add them to this. Make a like little maybe half-size 3-ring binder out of them or something, and then mark particular points of interest on them. But you got to have some kind of navigation, and without anything, I can still shoot an azimuth to home on this watch. It's just not going to route me around all the difficult stuff. So, but it will keep me pointed towards home if I do have to go around obstacles. I don't have to manually shoot an azimuth, count my steps this way, count my steps this way, then count my steps back this way to maintain my azimuth on navigation. So that being said, this is all the stuff. The electronics go in the dry bag, like always. This is my day pack. It does clip to my main pack. And I do also have a 3-liter hydration bladder in here, so I can fill that up with water. This also has another half-liter hydration bladder in it. So if I don't get a chance to fill up water, I should be able to have almost a gallon of water. I should have at least a day's worth of water. And then all that's going to go in here. This is my electronics bag. I fly with this one. It's very inconspicuous. Keep my electronics in here. Usually keep my Berkey Sport with me at the airport, so I got some sort of water purification, and I've got all my charging cords, laptop, Surface, everything I need, and my 24,000 milliamp hour battery bank goes in here without the Faraday cage on it. So it's readily accessible. That's what I got for now. This we're not going to worry about. I'm going to pack everything back in here. I'm going to start packing everything up. I'll probably edit the packing or the rewrapping and stuff, just so you know. But I got to rewrap all this stuff, get it all electrostatically protected. And I do like this thing. Count this as a review. I give for the money, for the fact that this thing only costs like 250 bucks, 240 bucks. I can't remember what it costs. I bought 3 of them. I think 2 or 3 of them. But one for me, one for another guy, one for another guy, and I had them pay me back on it. So far it's been pretty worth it. And I've taken it out several times and it works pretty good. You can also use it to detect IR light being emitted from hidden cameras and stuff. If you're staying at a Airbnb and you're a little iffy about the people that you're Airbnb-ing off of, because it's not uncommon, guys, for those people to have hidden cameras that'll like film you fucking and sell it and shit. Like a little burrito. One down. What do I do next? Oh yeah, my bow thing. Right there. Plastic bags are just an extra layer of protection against the elements in case the dry bag is compromised. Because I think a lot of people underestimate having communications. The morale, okay, fireworks. I mean, there's a morale boost aspect to it. there's knowing what the hell you're walking into. Having a good radio, being able to communicate with somebody. I also have a group that I can communicate with. That's why I'm really adamant about having this radio. So I can get in contact with my group, and any of my group members can also get in contact with me if they run into any kind of problems and they need help. Because that's the point of having a group that you can count on, is so you can communicate with them and hopefully count on them to help you. If you need help, you can help them if they need help. That and some of my group members also have chickens that lay really delicious eggs, and we do our own free trade thing. We barter, trade in Bitcoin, trade in silver, gold, all that fun stuff. We got our own little thing going. It's kind of nice. That didn't wrap well. I don't think enough people take into consideration this, but our entire society runs off of just-in-time inventory. And if that inventory becomes a thing to where the inventory is not happening, semi-trucks aren't running, you got about 3 days worth of supplies in any given city before everything is out. All your food, all your water, absolutely everything. I don't think enough people take that into consideration. That they could go to the grocery store one day and that motherfucker's closed and it ain't opening back up. It doesn't take a lot to do that. Look at what happened with Argentina, Venezuela, Zimbabwe. Weimar Republic. 90s Russia went through an inflationary depression. And the entire country was ran by the mob until Putin came into power through threat of violence and force. A lot of people don't know that. Vladimir Putin was ex-KGB. And during the mob violence, that's when he came into power. This ain't wrapping well. You know what? I'm going to change the way I do this. I'm going to wrap it this way. I burritoed the wrong way. The point is life's like a box of chocolates. Just never know what you're gonna get. And what you might get is dictatorship. Very important. This fully covers everything. We cannot have this not working. And I'm having problems with it right now. It seems a little bit better. I will be taking this stuff with me tomorrow as well, so we'll be working roughly an hour away from the house. And an hour is about, say, 35 miles. It's a day and a half walk. Something people don't keep in consideration. And by Lord, I will make it home. And then all my Faraday fabric items go back in this ESD bag. And this, a lot of your electronics will come in ESD bags. My automatic powder dispenser for reloading came in this ESD bag. And then from there, these go in here. Sure. I'm always down for a sandwich. And then this also goes back in a dry bag. I also had a radiation detector in here, but it got cracked, so I didn't want to leave it in here. And I really don't need it, a radiation detector. I ended up in a point where I need a radiation detector. I fucked up, and I'm probably going to die anyways. Stick my antenna in there, the strap for the NVGs, the bump helmet mount. I don't know if I talked about this, but this is these are Walker Razor noise canceling headphones. I use these for shooting because you turn them on and you can hear sounds, but then when you shoot, it dampens the sound. And what I did was I attached a attachment piece that attaches to the little headphone jack on your Walker Razor headphones, and then it gives you the option to have a mic, which is cool because now I got a mic with a PTT button, the Kenwood jack that hooks my ham radio, so I can put these on, hear everything in my surroundings. I wear hearing aids as well, so I'd probably take my hearing aids off for this. They're kind of weird with hearing aids. They kind of give me a ring, but I'd be able to hear my surroundings somewhat, not damage my ears if I had to shoot, and then also be able to communicate with people and probably set my ham radio to Vox or hit this button right here that would be clipped to my day pack. And I'll do a video out in the woods showing how all this works. Probably when Aaron gets in so we can go for a hike. And then once again, I don't want to compress this stuff too much, just a little bit. Roll it down as far as I can. And then I'm gonna wrap it, sealed, little gentle squeezes, push out some of that air. It's ready to go in. Start packing this thing. First things first, I want to put my small stuff in here. I do have another, I must have lost my bag. So I'm going to take these two fire starting things, put them in a dry bag. I'll go ahead and I'll put these cords and chargers in the same dry little Ziploc deal. Just to help protect everything. So I'm going to pack mine off in here. And throw my peanut butter up in here. And throw this little bag full of fire starters and electronics charging there. This is going to go in the same pouch as the off. This is going to go in the same pouch as the peanut butter. Now I'm going to take, nope, that's backwards. This mag pouch is going to go in here. First off, we're going to charge the pistol. This stays loaded at all times. You don't want to have to try to fiddle fuck with rack and the slide in a stressful situation. That'll put you in even a more stressful situation if you do that. I'm going to take my blowout kit and put it in the small pouch. Alright, main pouch. Electronics bag goes in first. Do what? yeah, I'm just gonna finish throwing all this shit in here. Knife slides into the side. These slide into the front. Cushion between the electronics and the stuff in the secondary pouch. Drink mixes. One Mountain House tucked into the side. This stuff I'm just gonna leave out. No, I'll probably fit it in there just in case. I can make a day pack. A day pack track. The last bag is not something that will typically go in there. It's just extra because I'm going to cook it up to show how to cook it up. Water purification on the side. Put the E-tool on this side. And I'll slide the TDS meters in the pouch of my main pack for now. I forgot, I need to put this in there. This is spare parts for my holster. About 15 pounds, not too bad. Oh, you know what I forgot? Flashlights. One goes there. One will go in here. This will have less stuff in it because the old rice and beans, if I needed to, I would shed and not use those. And I typically don't eat a lot of carbs. I eat keto bread and all that, trying to maintain some weight loss. This honestly has about probably 20 pounds more stuff than it typically would in it. And then I can use the straps to strap this on here and carry the whole thing. It's about 70 pounds total. Right now, it's probably about 60, 55 total when I strip it down to the bare minimum. This typically goes in my electronics pack, or we go in here. My main pack. Boom. This goes in my electronics pack in here. that I take for flying and wherever. And naturally, if there's a huge disaster, I'm probably going to ditch the electronics. Might throw the Surface in here just to have some sort of electronic communication, and then that's it. I'm going to finish my beer, eat a sandwich with my girlfriend, go to bed. Good night. And I really appreciate you guys if you made it this far for watching. You have no idea how much it means to me. God bless you all. I'll see you on the next one.